کہہ کہہ کے یا علی آنکھیں پھرا کے رہ گئی بانوں کی لاڈلی روح حسین روح حسین طاقت بدن کی گھٹ گئی اور ضعف بڑھ گیا اترے جو بے سہارے تو دم سب کا چڑھ گیا سینے میں دم ابھی نہ سمائے تھے غضب جو آئے ریس مالیے ہاتھوں میں بے ادب گھبرا کے پوچھا بیووں نے تجویز کیا ہے اب بولا عمر کے مجلس سے آگے میں ہے بولا عمر کے مجلس سے آگے میں ہے منظور ہے یہ روح علی پھر ملول ہو مجمع میں رو پکاریے آل رسول ہو مظلومیت سے روکے یہ مظلوموں نے کہا حاکم کی یہ خوشی ہے تو پھر عذر ہم کو کیا بازار میں تو پھر چکے بے مخنع اور ادا آسا کرے گا آسا کرے گا آسا کرے گا حاضر ہے لے چلو ہمیں گمراہ ہو لے چلو سر پر نہیں سر پر نہیں سر پر نہیں لے چلو پہنچے یہ نظمیوں ذیشان کے سامنے جس طرح پائے جس طرح پائے سکینہ لاتی تھی تسکین کے واسطے کالے کڈارے ازرے کالے کڈارے ازرے روکا بہان سے کہتے تھے حضرات یہ روز قدم سے باغ عصر کو ہم سے باغ عصر کو عذب ہے حلال میں تو یہ حکم رسول حیوان کا خوب ہونا حیوان کے سامنے وہ حسرتا کے فاطمہ سر پیٹتے رہے پیاسے حسین زبا پیاسے حسین زبا کھولے سے سے شمر کہتا تھا لے جا سر حسین رکھ کر سینہ پا زینب رکھ کر سینہ پا زینب اور رکھ لے اٹھا کے سر پا ادب سے یہ چاہیے مصحف جب آئے صاحب ایمان کے سامنے نیچے سر حسین ہو اور تخت پر یزید پھیلائے پاؤں بیٹھا ہو پھیلائے پاؤں بیٹھا ہو کے سامنے پہنچے اہل بیت پیامبر کی شام میں گیسو کھلے ہوئے ہیں عزائمہ میں سر پیٹتی ہے فاطمہ دارالسلام میں زینب یہ نہ کٹیے بلوایا زینب یہ نہ کٹیے بلوایا زینب یہ نہ کٹیے بلوایا ارے لوگوں خبر کرو میرے نانا رسول کو بلوے میں شبر لایا بنتے بتو بلوے میں شبر لایا بنتے بتو نانا تیری نواسی کے سر پر ردا نہیں اور اہل شام دیکھتے ہیں کچھ حیا نہیں عابد غریب مرتا ہے تب سے دوا نہیں بے ہوش نے بچے اب بے ہوش نے بچے دل صبح کے کانپتے ہیں بدن تھراتے ہیں اب سامنے یزید کے ساتھ اب سامنے یزید کے ساتھ اب سامنے یزید کے ساتھ ایک رسن میں مارا گلے و مصیبت روتے ہیں گودیوں کے پلے و مصیبت بس میں ستم گھروں کے چلے و مصیبت خاک عزائموں کا پلے و مصیبت خاک عزائموں کا پلے و مصیبت خاک عزائموں کا پلے و مصیبت مشکل ختم اٹھانا تھا اس دیا میں عطرت نبی گئی بلوایا زینب تڑپ کے اٹھ پا کرتی تھی یہ بیان دربار میں طلب ہوئے سادہ ناگہاں اونٹوں سے اتری بیبیاں کہہ کے علامہ پیش یزید لے گئے ظالم کا شاہ پیش یزید لے گئے ظالم کا شاہ پیش یزید لے گئے ظالم کا شاہ سامان جشن آمدہ دربار رے آمدہ ننگے سر حسین کا کنبہ تمام اور ننگے سر حسین کا کنبہ تمام اور ننگے سر حسین کا کنبہ تمام رقا شادماں پڑھتے تھے تہنیت کے قصیدے قصیدہ خواہ حاضر وکیل رو ختم با شکو و شاہ ہاتھوں پر نظر فتلیے ہاتھوں پر نظر فتلیے خدا چلاتی تھی بطول یہ ظلم شدید ہے یارا تیرے حسین کے بننے کی یارا تیرے حسین کے بننے کی ناگاہ بار کے شمرے لئی نے کیا سلام بولا کہ امیر یہ شادی کا ہے مخواہ امیدوار خلت و جاگیر ہے غلام حاضر سر شہیدوں کے حاضر سر شہیدوں کے پڑھ کر پکارا مرہ کے اپنا جگر ہے یہ لے ہم شبیہ خاص پیامبر کا ساتھ واللہ اس کے رنج و علام میں بسد بکا فرزند بوترا بہت جگہ گرا یہ ذکر تھا کہ حشر کا سامان ہو گیا گھبرا گیا گھبرا گیا دیکھا تو ہرملا بھی بادشاہ آتا ہے سر ایک چھوٹے بچے کا ہاتھوں ملا سر ایک چھوٹے بچے کا ہاتھوں ملا سر ایک چھوٹے بچے کا ہاتھوں ملا بولا بتا کہ اس نے بھلا کی تھی کیا خطا تو نے اسے نشانہ کیا تیرے ظلم کا بچے پا بھی نہ کھایا ترس تو نے بے حیا یہ ننا سا گلا یہ ننا سا گلا بدلا تو کس فلک کا یہ مر ہے منیر ہے بانو بکاری بڑھ کے بانو بکاری بڑھ کے بانو بکاری بڑھ کے کھڑے تھے سب حرم شاہ مشرقہ مہر سکوت لپنا شکوانا شور و شہ زینب نے دیکھا تخت پا ناگا سر حسین بے ساتھ بے ساتھ بے ساتھ ہائے ہائے نہ موت آئی مجھے شام بھیا میرا سلام لو درباریا بھیا میرا سلام لو درباریا بھیا میرا سلام لو درباریا محمد والے محمد بلند کر صلوات
بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. Shabab, before we begin Majlis, there's a request to recite Surah Al-Fatiha and 3 times Surah Al-Ikhlas for the following marhumeens: Marhum Ali Mirza ibn Nadir Shujat Ali Mirza, Marhum Mir Mehdi Ali Khan, Marhum Mirza Sajjad Ahmad Abid, and Marhum Badir Jahan, and all marhumin and marhumat. Rahimallahu man qara'a Surat al-Mubarakat al-Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله بارئ الخلائق الأجمعين باعث الأنبياء والمرسلين ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء حبيب قلوبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم محمد. ثم الصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين، لا سيما ولي الله الحجة ابن الحسن صاحب الأمر والزمان. روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء، ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الأولين والآخرين إلى قيام يوم الدين. آمين رب العالمين. صلى الله عليك يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله، صلى الله عليك يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله، يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويباب نجاة الأمة، يا غريب الغرباء، يا مظلوم كربلاء. السلام على من جعل الله الشفاء في تربته. السلام على من الإجابة تحت قبته. السلام على ساكن كربلاء. فيا ليتنا يا ليتنا وكنا معكم سادتي يا سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما أما بعد قال الله تعالى في محكم كتابه الحكيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم صدق الله العلي العظيم وآمنا به نوروا مجالسكم بذكر محمد وآل محمد أحبائي, this deen of ours is a deen that is built upon an entire structure. A deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is built upon a structure. And this structure is defined and determined by Allah Azza wa Jal. And you find that within this structure you have, as Allah Azza wa Jal says within the Quran, Ati'ullah, you have a hierarchy of leadership, a hierarchy of authority. Ati'ullah, Khaliq, Ma'bud, Laysa kamithlihi shay. Wa ati'ur Rasul. The same type of unconditional obedience that is due to Allah Azza wa Jal is the same unconditional obedience to the Nabi, bila faraq, such that obedience to the Nabi is equal to the obedience to Allah. And the Rabb goes on to say, Ati'ullah wa ati'ur Rasul. He didn't stop. Wa ulil amri minkum. Ita'at to the ulil amr. From here we understood many times, see, our aqidah we have to take from the Quran and from the Sunnah, Ahle Bayt A.S. Hadith that we have, Hadith al-Thaqalain, Inni tarikun fikum al-Thiqlain, Kitabullahi wa itrati Ahle Bayti. If you actually look between both the books of the Sunnah and the Shia, we were able to do some very basic research and find that there are at least about 237 hadith from both Shia and Sunni. And this is the minimum I'm saying, at least, that says in Hadith al-Thaqalain, Inni tarikun fikum al-Thiqlain, Kitabullahi wa itrati, not Sunnati. So hadith of Sunnati is a hadith shadh that came later on. And the makhluk as in fabricated, ala kullin. Ahna Quran and Ahlul Bayt. And we also have to be careful. Many times in our circles when we want to try and understand the religion, somebody comes and says, yes, but this is not in the Quran, Fulan is not in the Quran, Matam is not in the Quran, this is not inside of the Quran. Baba, who said the entire deen is Quran? Rasulullah said Quran and Hadith. Why are we doing kufr of the Hadith? If it is not in the Quran, I will not believe. Well, where is it written in the Quran that Fajr is 2 rakat? Is it written inside of the Quran that Tawaf is 7 times? Quran, you can't understand Quran if you didn't go to the Sunnah, Baba. This mushkil of only Quran. This is the manhaj of the Fir'aun of this ummah. Because he is the one, when Rasulullah said, give me a paper and a pen so that I can write for you something that you will never go astray. The Fir'aun said, Hasbuna Kitab Allah. This shi'ar that is there, that we only follow what is inside of the Quran, is the shihar and the manhaj of that Fir'aun. It's not Islam. And therefore, if you come back inside of the Holy Quran, Ati'ullah wa Ati'ur Rasul. Ati'ullah, Tawheed, La ilaha illallah. Ati'ur Rasul, Shahada Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Ya Ali. Somebody could have said, Tamam, everything is complete over here. You have Tawheed and you have Nabuwah. Like the way the people say in this day and age, Ashab Shahadatain. We said La ilaha illallah, we said Muhammadur Rasulullah, we entered into Islam. But Allah in the Quran is telling you that this sort is Islam but not Iman. A person is still naqis, because from Ati'ullah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ati'ur Rasul, Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah, they entered Islam but not Deen Kamil, Deen Naqis, until and unless you have the Ulil Amr. And from the Ulil Amr, the first one and the greatest of them, Amirul Mu'mineen wa Imam al-Muttaqeen, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعلى محمد. ولاية. أطيعوا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أطيعوا الرسول أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. وأولي الأمر منكم أشهد أن عليا ولي الله. Your kalima, the kalima that we recite, is a kalima from the Quran. This is important. So if you understand that this is the hierarchy in the deen when it comes to authority, we said that the Quran is built upon a certain structure. It is important for us to understand the hierarchy and then the structure. شوفوا أحبائي حديث الشريف, which is narrated in Kitab al-Kafi, Sheikh al-Kulaini. Hadith is narrated by Ma'soom Imam Abu Ja'far, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi, where he says, Buni al-Islamu ala khams. Islam is built upon 5 principles. Buniya, Islam is built upon. Yani from the word buniya or bina, we understand structure. Tamam. The structure of Islam is built upon 5 things. Imam al-Baqir says, number 1, al-wilaya, was-salati, was-zakat, was-sawm, wal-hajj. The entire structure of Islam is built on 5 things: wilayat, salat, zakat, sawm, and hajj. But then Imam al-Baqir goes on to say, وَلَمْ يُنَادِ بِشَيْءٍ مَا نُودِيَ بِالْوِلَايَةِ يَوْمِ الْغَدِيرِ. There is not a single aspect of this deen, yani deen al-Islam, be it from the salat, be it from the zakat, be it from the hajj, be it from amra bil ma'ruf or nahi anil munkar, there is not any given act of worship that was given as much importance as the wilaya of Amirul Mu'mineen on the day of Ghadir. Lam yunadi bi shay'in ma nudiya bil wilaya. Somebody might come and say, Moulana Sahab, Shaykhna, this is tawheen of salat and tawheen of zakat. La, 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 la. We have to understand something. The way Imam al-Rida alayhi salam says, Ruwaydan, Ruwayda. Aista, Aista. Before we jump to the conclusion. Shufu. Hadith says, nothing was called upon like the wilaya of Amirul Mu'mineen on Eidul Ghadir. In the khutbah, to understand the importance of the wilaya of Amir, and so that we can understand our relationship with Amir. Because over the last few nights in the Majlis we have been saying, Our relationship with Ahlul Bayt has number of dimensions. Imam Rida said our relationship is one of bay'ah. Then we have relationship of ziyarah. Then we have relationship of being sharik in the huzn of the Ma'soom Imam. We said all of this. This is another relationship. Khutbat al-Ghadir. If you refer back in ChicagoAzadari of Sheikh Tabarsi, after the entire khutbah that Rasulullah gave, imagine Idul Ghadir. Rasulullah is Rahmatullah al-Wasi'ah wa ma arsalnaka illa rahmatan lil alameen. Hadith says that, if you see this even in the books of fiqh, Hadith says that Rasulullah had so much rahmah. When he was reciting Salatul Jama'ah, he heard an infant, a baby cry in Salat. Rasulullah completed the prayer faster than what he used to recite. Sahabis went to Rasulullah, they said, Ya Rasulullah, today you recited the Salat express. Rasulullah, they didn't say express, yeah, this is my tone, we can understand. He said, you recited it very quickly, express Salat. Rasulullah shuf rahmatan lil alameen. Rasulullah said to them, I heard the child cry, so I knew that the mother is in jama'ah, so that the mother's heart does not become in distress. I fastened and hastened in the salat so the mother can go to the child. This is our Nabi, Rahmatullah al-Wasi'ah. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. This Rasul who has so much rahmah, this Rasul who cared about the ummah so much that he didn't want to bring them this much pain, this same Rasul in Eid al-Ghadir made the entire ummah wait under the scorching heat. This Nabiyur Rahmah didn't give permission for anyone to leave the plains of Ghadir. The Rawi, there are riwayat where the Rawi says the sand was so hot. The sand was so hot, people had to put their abaya on the sand and stand on it. Ya Rasulallah, anta rahmatullah al-wasi'ah, and the tajalli of the rahmah of Allah. What is so important that you are making people wait under this heat? Rasulullah will tell you, bear the heat of this dunya, because the ni'mah that I am bringing for you will protect you from the heat of the akhirah. شوفوا تاريخ حديث كلام رسول الله كلمة we have to see. Salat al-Dhuhr, he didn't give anyone an opportunity to leave, even if the sun is there, even if the person faints. This also has dalil, this istidlal. You're able to remove hukum shari in this. They stayed under the heat, and you know the desert heat is not a joke. A person truly can pass out. But Rasulullah was teaching us something. In the path of wilayat, every sort of difficulty in the path of wilayat is matloob. And if you understand this, if we understand this, this is the roots, the actual roots of the philosophy of Azadari. This is the root of Matam. Rasulullah from Ghadir. See, the istidlal, Allahu Akbar. So Rasulullah said something towards the end of the Ghadir khutbah. He said, after he said, Man kuntu mawla fahada aliyun mawla, Allahumma wali man wala, wa adi man ada, wa ansur man nasara, wa khudul man khadala. Rasulullah then said one thing towards the end before making the people give bay'ah to Amir al-Mu'mineen. Because you have Alama al-Amini, rahmatullah alayhi, who wrote this entire encyclopedia of ChicagoAzadari. He is buried in Najaf al-Ashraf. His library is maybe 80, 90 feet, 100 feet, 150 feet from the Haram of Amirul Mu'mineen on Shari al-Rasul. Inshallah, Allah give all of us the opportunity to do the ziyarah of Amirul Mu'mineen Najaf al-Ashraf. You go to the grave of Ayatollah al-Amini and you recite Surah al-Fatiha. 50, 60 years of his life he spent writing this encyclopedia Mawsu'atul Ghadir. Alim he was from the ulama. He could become marja taqleed. But he put his calculations and he said, now the ummah needs somebody that can uphold the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Entire bunyad of Marja'iyah is built on the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen. And from what I remember is that Allama al-Amini rahmatullah alayh also traveled to India, where he gathered masdars in regards to Eid al-Ghadir from the writings even of the Mukhalifin and the writings of the Shia. He found inside of India, just now I forget, it is either Hyderabad or Lucknow, and they have a picture. If you go to his grave in his library, they have his picture when he came to Lucknow. They gave him that with the roses, I don't know what they call the har. They gave him the har. They have the picture over there, Lucknow, Asantum, manuscripts in regards to the wilayat of Amirul Mu'mineen that were found in Lucknow, manuscripts that are not even present in Iraq and Iran till today. Showed how he traveled, where he traveled. Allahu Akbar. Ala kullin, our kalam was where towards the end of the khutbah, Rasulullah says, فَلْيُبَلْ afwan. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Tamam, better? Tamam. Towards the end of his khutbah, Rasulullah says something before the people go to give bay'ah. For 3 days they are giving bay'ah to Amirul Mu'mineen. 18th of Dhul Hijjah is Al-Ghadir. So on the 18th Asr, on the 19th and on the 20th, 3 days they gave bay'ah to Amirul Mu'mineen. Before they gave the bay'ah, Rasulullah says one thing. فَلْيُبَلِّغْ الشَّاهِدُ مِنْكُمْ الْغَائِبِ. It is the duty of those who are present to do tabligh and to inform those who are not here about the wilayah of Amirul Mu'mineen. فَلْيُبَلِّغْ Fa, Lam, the letters Fa, Lam and the letter Ya attached to the verb Balligh. Sighat fi'il amr, they say in Usulul Fiqh. A number of maraja and mujtahideen, from this one word of Rasulullah, they were able to deduce that it is wajib to do the tabligh of the wilayah of Amirul Mu'mineen. Some maraja said wajib kifai. There are some maraja, even from the older times, and this understanding of the maraja of the older times is muhtaram jiddan. Their reasoning and their istidlal is very strong. When Rasulullah said فَلْيُبَلِّغُ مِنْكُمْ فَلْيُبَلِّغُ الشَّاهِدُ مِنْكُمْ الْغَائِبِ, they said this is not wajib kifai, this is wajib aini. Like the way your salat is wajib, you have a duty in propagating the wilayah of Amirul Mu'mineen. Now, whether this is within the circle of your families, your brothers, your sisters, your children, your community members, further, that is kalam different, but wajib aini. So for this ihtimam in regards to the wilayah of Amirul Mu'mineen by Rasulullah. Hadith says, if we come back to our hadith, Buniya al-Islamu ala al-khams. Wilaya, Salat, Zakat, Sawm, Hajj. Nothing was emphasized as much as Wilayat was emphasized. So what kalam is over here? Isn't this tawheen for Salat and Zakat and Hajj? La. It is not tawheen, rather it is the protection and the hifazat of Salat and Zakat and the Sawm and the Hajj. Hifazat of these acts of furu'ud-din is through the wilaya of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Shuf, Salat, Rasulullah said the Islam is built on wilaya. We keep the wilaya on the side because we want to understand it. Salat is Zakat, Sawm and Hajj. Billahi alaykum, the Salat, if you want to learn how to recite Salat, you take your Salat from Amirul Mu'mineen or from Ghayr Amirul Mu'mineen. If you took your Salat from Ghayr Amirul Mu'mineen, you lost the Salat of Islam. Your Sawm, if the ahkam of your fasting you took from the fiqh of Amirul Mu'mineen or the fiqh of the Akhareen, if you took from outside the fiqh of Amirul Mu'mineen, your Sawm is batil. Your Hajj, your Umrah, your Sa'i, your Arafah, your Muzdalifah, if your ahkam fiqh is taken, if your ahkam is taken from the fiqh of Amirul Mu'mineen, your Hajj is mabrur and makbul and mahfuz. And if you did your Hajj as per the fiqh of the enemies of Amirul Mu'mineen, you and your Hajj ila Jahannam wa bi'sal masir. Because you destroyed the entire bunya. It says bunya al-Islamu ala khams. The job of the wilaya is to teach you and protect the tenets of the usul furu'ud-din. If you want to recite Salat, look at the Salat of Amirul Mu'mineen. You want to fast, look at the fasting of Amirul Mu'mineen. The Sawm, Sawm of Amirul Mu'mineen. Hajj, Hajj of Amirul Mu'mineen. Wudu, Wudu of Amirul Mu'mineen. Rasulullah said, Afkahun Nas Ali. The highest level of fiqh is Amirul Mu'mineen. Then which Islam is this if we went and we took our furu'ud-din from other than Amirul Mu'mineen? Shufu. But we understand from here in this hadith, Buni al-Islamu al-Khams, the job of wilaya is such that wilaya protects the furu'ud-din from tahrif. Number two, we also learn how to perform the furu'ud-din through wilaya. Our fiqh, yani they are the master of the fiqh. Tamam. Which is why shay bi shay yudhkar. Salat al-Mayyit. When we recite Salat al-Mayyit, there are 5 takbirs in Salat al-Mayyit. Sah. Each takbir represents a certain aspect of our Aqidah. The last takbir, which is the 5th takbir in Salatul Mayyit, actually is the takbir that represents the wilaya of Amirul Mu'mineen. So if you are a Mawali Shi'i Muhib on your Janazah, Salatul Mayyit will have 5 takbirs. But refer back to the books of fiqh. If you have somebody who rejected the wilaya of Amirul Mu'mineen, because Namaz al-Mayyat at the end of the day, Salat al-Mayyat is wajib kifai. If the Muslim comes and he rejects the wilaya of Amirul Mu'mineen on his janazah, we didn't recite 5 takbirs, we recited only 4 takbirs. This is in the books of fiqh, Raju, Shuful, Marajat Taqlid. The 5th one is the 5th one of wilaya. Wilaya protects our furu'ud-din from tahrif. We understand the ahkam of furu'ud-din from Ahlul Bayt. This is one. But on the other hand, there is also another reality in regards to the relationship between wilaya and furu'ud-din. Qubul al-a'mal. Allah. Sihhatus salat and qubul al-salat. Your validity of salat and your acceptance importance of salat, ma tamiz is dependent on your wilayah of Amirul Mu'mineen. Shufu hadith al-sharif which is narrated in Amali of Sheikh al-Tusi, where he says, Qala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, والذي فوالذي بعثني بالحق نبيا. We said this type of a qasam in the majlis before. Rasulullah didn't say billahi wallahi tallahi. He took a qasam which is the most shadid in its grammatical construct. فوالذي, by that Allah, فَوَالَّذِي بَعَثَنِي بِالْحَقِّ نَبِيًّا, I swear by that Allah who sent me as the Nabi of Haqq. The importance of the message is understood through the intensity of the qasam. See, the style of the speech of Rasulullah is just like the style of the khitab in the Quran. The Rasulullah is Quran natik at the end of the day. You see, for example, every verse of the Holy Quran, try this. This is part of tadabbur of the Quran, tafakkur of the Quran, or talking with Brother Muhammad about the importance of Quran. Shufu, try any surah of the Holy Quran. See where the surah begins with the qasam. There is a style in the Khitabat. Whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to place or wants to attract the attention, tanbih, of the reader, so you come out of ghafla and you understand the weight of the next message that is going to come after the qasam, it should put you on high alert. Like for example, Surah Al-Asr, which is by the way the Surah of Amirul Mu'mineen. Wal Asr, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Wal Asr. Qasam, the waw over here is a qasam. Wal Asr, Allah takes a qasam by Asr. The meaning of Asr, there are many meanings of Asr. One of these meanings that the ulama have put forward, Asr, a qasam by the time of the shahadat of Imam al-Hussain. How azim is this qasam? I don't think any of us can even use this type of a qasam in our day-to-day. Shadid. Again, because the Quran has many levels of tafsir. You could have 70 different meanings that come. Another interpretation of Asr over here is the Asr al-Dhuhur of Moulana Sahib al-Amri wa Zaman. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Qasam. Tanbih. Allah has taken a qasam by the time of Asr. Enter Matami when you open the Quran and you say Rabbul Jalil Ma'bud Al-Wahid Al-Qahhar is taking a qasam. Straight away my heart needs to be careful over here. This is exactly, subhanallah, this credit goes to Muhammad. You were talking about the Quran, he said something that got my mind going. The Quran is alive. When you read this qasam of Allah in the Quran, something needs to happen to my body, to my heart. For this kalam which is coming now is a kalam which is very thaqil. Wal asr qasam. You know what is the message, Ya Allah? Innal insana lafi khusr. Inna, after the qasam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says inna adawat tashdid or tawkid. أدوات التأكيد يعني بلا شك ولا ريب إثباتا جزما إن الإنسان. Again, before insan is alif lam الاستغراق. Bani Adam without exception, from the beginning till the end. إن الإنسان لفي خسر. Lam before the particle fi, Lam again للتأكيد. So after a qasam that is shadid and the usage of the word inna for tawkid and the lam for tawkid, innal insana lafi khusr, man is at an eternal loss. Be very careful. Allah is taking a qasam. Shuf, one person recites Quran like this straight away. Heart becomes attentive. Ya Ma'bud. If man is going to get lost, what do I need to do? Rabbul Jalil says, Wal asr inna al-insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu. You come to the hadith of Imam as-Sadiq, tafsir of the Quran, illa alladhina amanu bi wilayati Amir al-Mu'mineen Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. If you believe in the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen, Risalat is mahfudh and Tawheed is mahfudh. Half somebody says, oh, why did you have to say Ali Amir al-Mu'mineen? Imamat, like the way Imamat protects Furu'ud-Din, Imamat protects Usuluddin. Shuf what has happened to the Aqidah of the people who left Amir al-Mu'mineen. Ask them, see what type of Allah they believe in. See what type of Rasul they believe in. All this, Bain al-Qawsayn, Shay bi Shay Yudhkar, with this thing we mentioned. Look at the negative image and the big reason for Islamophobia. Why people in our countries over here have a negative image of Rasulullah, that he was bloodthirsty, that wal-ayadhu millah, we have even Masoom children inside, I can't see it. Targeted women of younger age in marriage. He was bloodthirsty. All of this came from where? Because they took the understanding of Rasulullah from other than Ahlul Bayt. Kalam yani wadih. You look at the picture, the seerah of Rasulullah in the books of the others, and look at the seerah of Rasulullah from our books. Look at how Imam as-Sadiq describes Rasulullah, and see how Fulan bin Fulan describes Rasulullah. Imamat is the protection. Illa alladhina amanu bil wilaya. Bas iman only, ya Allah? La. Because now the message after the qasam is continuing. Illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat. Amal salih, together with iman. With iman, amal. These are two partners. Hand in hand they go. Amal in terms of our life, compliance by Furu'ud-Din. This amal also in regards to tabligh of the wilayah of Amirul Mu'mineen. Illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr. Because when you're on the path of Amirul Mu'mineen, you have to be steadfast on haqq. And when you are steadfast on haqq, know that difficulties will come and you will need sabr. But our kalam over here was what? See the style of the khitabat of the Quran after the qasam. How shadid the message is. We are agreed on this? And the style of the Quran is also the style of Rasulullah. There is no difference in the style of khitabat. Tamam? Jayyid. If we understood all of this, subhanallah, the hadith that we want to do a tafsir of, we have to do the tafsir of the entire Quran to understand the words of Rasulullah. شوفوا لهجة of Rasulullah. فَوَالَّذِي بَعَثَنِي بِالْحَقِّ نَبِيًّا. Qasam by Rasulullah, a qasam in which the sigha is shadid, by Allah who has the nafs of this prophet, or by Allah who sent this Nabi as a Nabi of Haqq. Qasam shadid. What does Rasulullah say? The message. Now we need to have intibah. What is this message, Ya Rasulullah? لو جاء أحدكم يوم القيامة بأعمال كأمثال الجبل. If you came to me on the day of judgment with the a'mals that are the equivalent of mountains, وَلَمْ يُجِئْنِ بِوِلَايَةِ عَلِيَّ بْنَ أَبِي طَالِبٍ لَأَكَبَّهُ اللَّهُ فِي نَارِ جَهَنَّمْ. If you came with the a'mal that are equivalent to the mountains, you salat and sawm and hajj and zakat and everything else, but you came without the wilayah of Amirul Mu'mineen, then Allah without doubt will send you to the fire ilal jahannam wa bi'sal masir. Wilayah is the condition for the acceptability of our furu'ud-din, number one. Number two, we learn our furu'ud-din from this wilaya, from this amir. Hence we begin to understand, Ahle Bayt, the importance of these majalis, the importance of the fadail of Ahle Muhammad, the importance of the fiqh of Ahle Muhammad. Makes our aqidah mazboot, makes our understanding of furu'ud-din mazboot, and this is what allows our salat to be accepted. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Masaib of Ahle Muhammad. We're getting closer and closer to the first of Safar. Sarahatan, first of Shahr Safar, Yawm al-Qiyamah, Yawm Bala Azim on Ahle Muhammad. It's narrated it is on the first of Sham, on the first of Safar, that Ahle Muhammad reached Sham. Towards the end of his life, a person asked Imam Sajjad, 35 years, he wept for Imam al-Hussain. We mentioned for some of the brothers, Mu'mineen, Imam Sajjad would go to the market where the butchers were. He would look at them slaughter the sheep, and Imam Sajjad would stand there and he would cry for 35 years. You can imagine somebody go to the public market over here, stand in front of the butcher's shop and cry. Imam Sajjad did this for 35 years. After all this, towards the end of his life, one of the companions comes and they asks Imam Sajjad, Ya Ibn Rasulullah, which tragedy hurt you the most? From everything Imam Sajjad saw. And you know the difficulty with which Imam al-Hussain buried Sayyid al-Shuhada. From the majalis of the past nights, you know with what difficulty Imam Sajjad lifted the small body of Ali Asghara. You also remember from the last Majlis that Imam Sajjad didn't carry the body of Qamar Bani Hashim. He didn't carry, he gathered the body of He's a big Allahu Akbar. They asked him, they said, Ya Ibn Rasulullah, which tragedy hurt you the most? Imam Sajjad, with tears rolling down his cheeks 3 times. Imam Sajjad said, Asham, 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 Allahu Akbar. I want to mention for you 2 things that happened in the bazaar of Sham. Allahu Akbar. They made the women and the children wait under the heat for 7 hours as they were decorating the city of Sham, Bazaar al-Sham. The Maktal mentions that when they brought in the Ahle Muhammad, the Sabaya, the women and the children, Imam Sajjad, they made them wait outside the staircase to the palace. And it says over here, the Rawi says that the women and the children were lined up in a line. The way they lined them up, there was 1 adult and 1 child. 1 adult and 1 child. They made them stand in a straight line. And for all of them, They tied ropes around the neck. Allahu Akbar, Ya Sayyida Zainab. They tied ropes around the necks of the women. And that same rope, one rope, it's tied around the neck of the woman. And then that other end is tied around the neck of the child. And then it's tied to the neck of the woman. Then the child, then the woman. Like this, a single rope was used. Rope tied around their necks. You know what this Rawi says? He says because the woman, the ladies were taller than the children. If the woman stood up straight, she would choke the child that is behind her. He says the women of Ahle Muhammad had to as they were tied in this situation, Yazid al-La'in looked at them. The Rawi says that Khuli or Shimar gave the rope to Yazid. Yazid al-La'in with all his power pulled the rope. And when he pulled the rope, the women fell on the stairs and the children kept falling upon them. Allah. Mazloom Imam Sajjad. Mazloom Imam Sajjad standing there not able to do anything. Allahu Akbar, Ya Ahle Muhammad, Shiat Ahle Muhammad. The dhulm that has happened in Sham. As he says, parade the women and the children in the markets. So they are paraded through the markets, and around them are the heads of the shuhada on the spear. And it says at this time, when they entered the bazaar for the first time, it says Sayyida Zainab alayhi salam, Sayyida Zainab looked, her gaze was on the ground this entire time. But there is only one time that I've seen in the Maktal that Sayyida Zainab raised her head. When did she raise her head? She raised her head to look at the spear in which was the head of Moulana Abbas. And Sayyida Zainab cried out, Ahle Abbas! We are in the land of Shah. Abbas, there is no protector. Allahu Akbar. Mazloom Sayyida Zainab. They are walking through the bazaar. They are being paraded through the bazaar. Maktal says that people, some of them were beating drums, some of them had trumpets, some of them were laughing, some of them were coming and they were looking at the head of Imam al-Hussain. They were laughing at the children. The Maktal also says that there were other lanatis. They were throwing stones on our children of Ahle Muhammad. Maktal says Sayyida Zainab and Sayyida Kulthum would go and protect the children. Over here stones are coming at the back of Sayyida Zainab. As they are going through the market, the final kalam, Allah forgive me, Shias of Ahle Muhammad. They are going through the bazaar. Shimar is making the announcement that this is the head of the Khariji and victory has been given to Yazid. And there was an old Nasibi woman. She was sitting on the rooftop watching the entire procession. And she had the head of the Khariji. So as the spear passed her house, she stopped Shimar. She said to him, whose head is this? Shimar says to her, this is the head of Hussain ibn Ali. The Lanati woman asks, which Ali? He says, Ali ibn Abi Talib. This Lanati woman stood up, Shami. She stood up and she says, my husband and my children were killed by Ali ibn Abi Talib in Siffin. So Shimar said to her, if his father killed your children, then today is the day to take your revenge. Allahu Akbar. Shiat Ahle Muhammad. This Lanati woman took a stone. Shimar brought the spear with the head of Imam al-Hussain close to her. Maktal mentions that she threw the stone on the head of Imam al-Hussain. Allahu Akbar. Two things happened over here. Maktal says the manner in which she threw the stone, blood started coming out from the forehead of Imam al-Hussain. But another thing that happened over here, the force with which she threw the stone, the head of Sayyid al-Shuhada fell off the spear. When Sayyida Zainab saw the head of Imam al-Hussain on the ground, as somebody hold Zainab, Zainab is going to die. Looking at it. ماتم حسین ماتم زینب.
بیردا زینب کھڑی ہے، شام کا دربار ہے. 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 عالم غربت میں آلے احمد مختار ہے. اب نہ لشکر ہے نہ عباس سے علم بردار ہے. ہائے کیا بدلی ہوئی اب وقت کی رفتار ہے. ہائے کیا بدلی ہوئی اب وقت کی رفتار ہے. سامنے رکھا ہوا شہ ابرار ہے. بیردا زینب کھڑی ہے، شام کا دربار ہے. بیردا زینب کھڑی ہے، شام کا دربار ہے. ظلم ہے کرسی نشیں کن بانبی کا ہے کھڑا، اور ایک بیمار ہے زنجیر میں جکڑا ہوا ہے. رسن میں سب کے شانے اور سکینہ کا گلا ہے. رسن میں سب کے شانے اور سکینہ کا گلا. ہائے بچی کے لیے اب سانس لینا بار ہے. بیردا زینب کھڑی ہے، شام کا دربار ہے. بیردا زینب کھڑی ہے، شام کا دربار ہے. وہ علی اصغر کا سر جیسے کوئی تازہ کلی. وہ علی اصغر کا سر جیسے کوئی تازہ کلی. مادر بے شیر کی جس دم نظر اس پر پڑی، گود میں لے کر سلانے کی تمنا جاگ اٹھی. گود میں لے کر سلانے کی تمنا جاگ اٹھی. ہاتھ راسی میں بندھے ہیں، ماں بہت لاچار ہے. بیردا زینب کھڑی ہے، شام کا دربار ہے. بیردا زینب کھڑی ہے،
شام کا دربار،
ہر گھڑی نظروں کے آگے ایک قیامت ہے نہیں، سر پا بھائی کے بہن کی ہے نظر ٹھہری ہوئی، ہونٹ وہ شبیر کے اور دست ظالم میں چھڑی، ہونٹ وہ
شبیر کے اور دست ظالم میں چھڑی،
یہ بہن کے دل پہ ایک چلتی ہوئی تلوار ہے، بیردا
زینا کڑی ہے شام کا دربار ہے، بیردا زینا کڑی ہے شام کا دربار،
پاس بابا بھی نہیں کوئی نہیں اب آسرا، فاطمہ کی بیٹیوں پر وقت کیسا گیا، دل یہی کہتا ہے اختر اب علی کو دے صدا،
دل یہی کہتا ہے اختر اب علی کو دے صدا،
آپ کی بیٹی کو مولا ایک ردا درکار ہے، بیردا
زینا کڑی ہے شام کا دربار،
واسطہ حسینہ صد الوداع حسینہ، حسینہ حسین امام حسین، حسین امام حسین، اولی مولا حیدر۔
فلک دشت کجا او سر شبیر کجا، ای فلک دشت کجا او سر شبیر کجا، بزم مای خار کجا زینب دل گیر کجا، ای
فلک دشت کجا او سر شبیر کجا، اے فلک دشت کجا او سر شبیر کجا، بزم میں خار کجا زینب دلگیر کجا،
ای فلک دشت کجا او سر شبیر کجا، ای فلک دشت کجا او سر شبیر کجا، بزم مای خار کجا زینب دلگیر کجا،
اے فلک دشت کجا او سر شبیر کجا، اے فلک دشت کجا او سر شبیر بزم میں خار کجا زینب دلگیر کجا،
یوسف آل نبی، یوسف آل نبی بودے اسی اے زندہ، یوسف آل نبی بودے اسی اے زندہ، اے سجاد کجا توخ گلو گیر کجا،
یا علی
اے سجاد کجا توخ گلو گیر کجا،
اے فلک دشت کجا او سر شبیر کجا، اے فلک دشت کجا او سر شبیر کجا، بزم میں خار کجا زینب دلگیر کجا،
ای فلک دشت کجا او سر شبیر کجا، ای فلک دشت کجا او سر شبیر کجا، بزم مای خار کجا زینب دل گیر کجا،
اے فلک دشت کجا او سر شبیر کجا، اے فلک دشت کجا او سر شبیر کجا، بزم میں خار کجا زینب دلگیر کجا،
دختر عقدہ کشا، دختر عقدہ کشا دو جہاں گشتہ اسی، دختر عقدہ کشا دو جہاں گشتہ اسی، مجلس شام کجا صاحب تطہیر کجا،
یا علی
حسین امام مذبو واویلا
حسین امام مذبو واویلا
حسین امام مذبو واویلا
حسین امام مذبو واویلا
زینب کے ناتی مدنو واویلا
حسین امام مذبو واویلا
ابو الفضائل مذبو واویلا
حسین امام مذبو واویلا
حسین امام مذبو واویلا یا علی